Welcome to Beautifully Unfiltered, the Purple Runway podcast. The Purple Runway podcast is about breaking the silence, honoring truths, and creating honest conversations that lead healing and advocacy and empowerment. For too long, the stories of domestic violence, especially those rooted in trauma, silence, and survival, have been hidden behind closed doors, and we're here to change that. So welcome to Beautifully Unfiltered, the Purple Runway podcast, and let's walk with purpose together. Today on Beautifully Unfiltered, and I titled this as Beyond the Breath with Rebekah, because she helps us find how we should anchor ourselves. And I'm going to lean into that. And knowing that she radiates compassion and conscious healing, Rebekah, who is the founder of Pure Zen Wellness, being a practitioner who spent more than 20 years doing this, and today what you have witnessed is why she is so good at what she does, and helping people and connecting people and being a great friend of mine. So I want you to definitely listen to what we discussed today. And I want you to take those things away, because where the body and the mind meets healing with the breath, we all win, internally and externally. So with that, I want to introduce you to my friend, Rebekah Bersin, as we talk about how to step beyond the breath and lean into our wellness. Rebekah, you made it.
Yes.
We're here. Oh,
timing was perfect when you asked. I'm so grateful. It literally worked.
Yes, it literally worked.
The date and time, it was amazing. So obviously meant to be.
And you know what? I wanted to bring you here because I know you are a burst of light, first of all. And everyone that I've had on is a burst of light, but you are a burst of light because we are here talking about those who survive and overcome things. And knowing about my healing journey, you've been a part of that. And learning holistic therapies that can help us all, grow internally. So we have a way to be able to ground ourselves in many ways. Yeah. So I want to talk to you about today. What does that look like? When did you start working to help people understand who they are internally to grow holistically in their wellness?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question. Being an esthetician for almost 28 years now, that touch has always been part of my business, right? But I think I always knew as a young kid, I was just that little nurturer. I wanted to hug. I wanted to be there. And I remember even my mom like, okay, Becky, okay, get off. Because I'm like just hugging and holding her. She's like, that's enough. I'm like, oh, okay. Personal space, right? That bubble. But then getting into aesthetics and having that one-on-one time hour of people just surrendering to themselves, A, and B, but allowing themselves to be nurtured and supported just in that. But in the facial aspect, if they want to feel better, they want to look better, they're relaxed, they're at peace, and that's one level. And then there was always this inner calling of like, and you can be doing more. And then that's when I started doing Reiki, and that was like in 2018. And as soon as that happened, it just opened up so much more. Because it is so important to understand we need that physical health, that mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. Yeah. And so that's where that really led to. And then later on, again, that calling of the sound healing was there. And then that happened. And it's so beautiful, I think, in life of what we're doing, and especially as entrepreneurs, it's like you're going to the next step, but the importance of pausing and realizing like, oh my God, you've hit these goals, you've done these things, and here you are. So I've just been able to offer so much more in those things. And when clients are seeking me, because that's what happens, Spirit is just guiding them.
Absolutely.
So they come to me specifically for that holistic aspect of the skincare, keeping it pure, clean. Like they're just so grateful for that, knowing that there is no, chemicals, there's no preservatives. It is purely clean, and they know if they can't eat it, I don't use it. Like so, the mask is always a fresh product, but also being able to do the energy work. They're ready. They're ready for, I don't even know why, I need help in something, right? So it's lightening that stuck, blocked energy. It's maybe releasing those stuck emotions that they've held that they didn't even know. And that's the beautiful part in those sessions, is that we are really good at suppressing things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so when someone is on their healing journey, and just like you said, we're really good at suppressing things, and they're going through their self-care and their actualization of growing past that, how often would you recommend that they come see someone like you in
Sessions.
order to go through and incorporate that as a part of their healing? And I say that because you do sound bathing, and we are frequencies, and we have a rhythm within ourselves. And I've participated in that with you. The thing is that I found out it's one of my tools. So even if I haven't gone to a class recently, I can put that on, and I know how to utilize those tools that you have taught in order to ground myself. So how often should someone who is walking in their journey participate in sound healing or meditation for a healthier mindset?
I think monthly is a really nice, it's almost like your tune-up.
Yeah.
And when people come for a Reiki session, we never know how they're going to feel, right? Some people feel very tired and drained afterwards, whatever they were going through. Other people feel completely energized. So it's to each their own. There's no prescription in that sense, but they will know.
Yeah.
Once they felt that shift, that change in them, and then when they start feeling like, okay, either there's the next level, that layer to peel back, right? And with sound healing, it's the same thing. You with energy work, with sound healing, with everything is a frequency, right?
Absolutely.
So the key is really giving the client back their power of getting back in tune with themselves. That's what sparks so much joy for me, is like people always think everything is outside. There's stuff I can't control. It's so overwhelming. It is all this. And yes, there's part of that. And more importantly, what are you doing with your power? And they almost forget how powerful they are. They forget that, you have all this energy. What are you doing with it every day? Where are you pouring that?
A lot of times into worry and stress.
Right. And I literally, I'm like, imagine this cup of water, Are we running, sloshing it and spilling it everywhere? Are you being very intentional what you're pouring into it? And it's very different. Coming back to themselves about what truly brings them joy. Why do you keep spending time with people you don't like?
Right.
Why do you keep reaching out and trying when you feel drained afterwards? So it's giving them back that power of understanding, like, your energy is your most important currency.
Yeah.
Protect it.
Yeah.
And the same thing with frequencies is, yes, you can receive energy. You can come to live sound baths, which is a whole different experience in both things. But yeah, at home there's literally a frequency for everything.
Everything.
You have a headache, pull it up, frequency for headache. There's a cough, do that.
Wow.
For anxiety.
Oh, I didn't know that.
For anxiety,
Really?
yes. I remember my grandbaby had a cough, and I was watching her that night, and my son was like, Mom, probably like around 2 or 3 o'clock, she's gonna start coughing, so, just beware. And I'm like, okay, and sure enough, she was sleeping, 2, 3, she started coughing. And I literally put the frequency for coughing. Within 5 minutes, she slept like a baby. He's like, what? And I'm like, and everyone who knows me, I'm always like, you got a headache, frequency for headache. and literally that's how it is. And, and we're finally understanding that it's the misalignment of wherever we are. And if you can find that frequency, you feel that.
I'm so glad we're here. I'm so glad we're here.
Yes.
Because, people say, oh, it's woo-woo. That is woo. No, you are a frequency and you are an energy.
Yes.
I have the app on my phone where when I want to just take that 5-minute, 10-minute break for the day, I'll turn on a frequency and just breathe through it.
Yes.
Deep breaths in 4s or, just regular standard breathing or whatever.
Yep.
But I do recognize when you said, they come to sound bathing. Some people get energized. Some people, get more calm. For me, every time I have a sound bath, guided one, not when I'm just doing one on my own, or looking at it on TV, I sleep better at night.
Yeah.
That night, the next day I wake up, I feel like I've rested, like for 3 days, and. So that is very accurate. I absolutely love it.
Yes.
Absolutely. So let's move forward. What has stillness taught you personally and professionally to be able to help others. For example, recently you had a gathering and you offered that from your heart to those who have been affected by the federal workers.
Right.
And a lot of times when we move and we have to travel and we have to commute, and these particular workers, you know, they're stuck right now.
Right.
So it was great to know that you opened up space to them, because I'm pretty sure that they figured out with that time being there with you that this is something that they probably never participated in.
Yeah.
And it was something that they didn't realize they needed.
They needed, yep.
Really?
Yeah.
So would that sound accurate?
Yes, and I think in general, a lot of times you're just hearing about it, but until you truly experience it, you can't fully understand what's going on to your body and that level of, you know, really to your nervous system, right? If you are always functioning in a high stress environment all the time, you don't even know what it feels like, right? So to be able to get in that space of stillness, feeling those little twinges and twerks that are going on, feeling your heart racing, but more importantly, feeling the release. And then that piece of just falling asleep, snoring is happening. Sometimes emotions come up. But if you've never experienced that, I highly recommend that to try that in person. But it's just a reminder to everybody that, you know, we can only do so much. Go, 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 go. And I think culturally, especially in American culture, it's like that, go, go, hustle.
Yeah.
Where, you know, it's really is creating the balance for you. That looks different for everybody, but, you know, taking that stillness, what does that look like? And I think the most important thing is people acknowledging, understanding that they need to heal. And a lot of times people are not encouraged or supported in that.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they just felt like, oh, this came up and this happened, and they felt lighter about it, or maybe that throat chakra got clearer so they were able to talk about it. And that's the beauty in the being able to offer those things.
Yeah. I think we're in a time where people are really wanting to learn how to pause without the guilt and the pressure of day-to-day life.
Right.
And they're being more receptive to it, like you're saying. And I think that's good for all of us internally,
Right.
personally and professionally. So if you were giving advice to someone that had no clue about how to meditate or no clue what sound bathing is, can you share the experience that they will have with you if they know nothing about it? They're just looking for some peace.
Right. So if you just want to try something, I've heard it's relaxing, I don't know what to expect, you know, that's beautiful. The only thing I ask is just to come in with an open heart. And during a sound session specifically, it's you're just laying there in comfort. You know, you're on a yoga mat, you have a bolster, you have a blanket, and we do some breath work just to kind of guide you back to your body. And then you surrender. A sound bath is so funny when people don't know what it is. You know, is a bathing suit involved? Am I getting wet? You know, what's going on? But it truly means, the definition of it is being fully surrounded in the frequency of sound. And that's a beautiful, just feeling that, right? You're being fully immersed in the frequency of sound, solely.
Now, would you say that some people might need, for example, like a survivor that's really trying to walk their journey and they're trying to find the ways that they can heal on a day-to-day basis. Of course, you know, some people need therapy.
Right.
Some people need a way to be able to get through each and every day.
Right.
Would you say that someone that says, okay, I want to try this, I'm a survivor, I need to learn how to quiet my mind, I need to learn how to hold myself, would they do better in a group setting, or you would tell them to start with a one-on-one with you?
I think a one-on-one session would be better, because I think in a group setting, there's just that nervousness of like, what if I, you know, start crying or fall asleep or whatever, you know, it's feeling safe.
Yeah.
So I always think a one-on-one is more supportive for that specifically. And then it's, if something comes up and you want to talk about it, and that's what happens during any session. At the end, we always talk about it. They share, whatever. I saw purple, and then maybe they saw their grandpa. Who knows, right? So we kind of talk about that. And if on my end, I felt or saw anything, I can share that with them. So it's just more intimate and private, and I think it's just a little bit more nurturing and feels safer overall.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good because, with me, before I met you, I've been through several layers and levels of my healing journey. So it felt comforting for me personally to be in the room with others, sharing that time and space. But I can see and agree with you. No,
because I have
definitely.
couples that want to come together.
Okay.
And then I have couples that want to come in a group setting. And then I have other people that do that and then are like, oh my goodness, I need to book a Reiki session with you.
Okay.
And have that one-on-one time. So again, there's no wrong or right with this, at all. At all. It's really how that person feels. And if that group feels like, yeah, that's what I want to try, or no, I'd rather do this privately. Okay.
Is there a way that if someone calls, when they call you for an appointment, that you assess and recommend what they need more, or do they just sign up for a class and then they're not really sure?
Most clients will book online, but anyone who does have a question will always reach out to me and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking, and I can guide them through that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So it's really, truly like a one-on-one and personalized service holistically, so I love that. So let's go to the next thing.
Okay.
I want to play a game with you.
Okay.
Okay? And it's called, what I call is GPSing. Okay. It's a part, language is so very important in order for something to stick with us or us to follow a program.
Right.
And finding our way and our frequency and our rhythm as we go day to day. I came up with this saying that's called, I'm GPSing myself, right?
I love
and
that.
it stands for grounding, prioritizing, and sustaining. And it's one way that each and every day that we can learn to implement time and space for ourselves to grow.
Yep.
All right? So I want the people to walk away with 3 things from you, 3 things from me that they can incorporate as we speak to figure out what they can do on their own to GPS themselves. So grounding is for me, prioritizing and sustaining. So the first one is what I think a lot of people know about me is that I love color grounding. Color grounding for me is so important because I realized during my healing journey that certain colors and certain spaces really make me feel amazing, and it really gives me a calm. And one of those colors is green. I wear green every single place I go, whether it's a bold green or whether it's very subtle, and I love all shades.
Yeah.
So color grounding, whether it's through nature, and if you look outside right now with the fall and
so
everything,
beautiful.
it's so beautiful, and if you just kind of let your mind go and stare,
Yeah.
it is a beautiful, beautiful place to be right now. So I think people could take my first GPS is I think that if people find what brings them joy or makes them feel good, because you can wear a certain color, as I said, and it makes you feel good.
Correct.
So that's my first one for grounding would be, color grounding. And so what is yours?
Mine is, which I love that, and I love being able to offering them a toolbox that they can reach into, because it's not going to be for everybody or every day, right? But something that I love to do is I repeat mantras a lot. And people can look at that as a prayer, a mantra, an affirmation. But it's something that you can go back to. So something I say is, I know that I am divinely guided, protected, and provided for. So it almost feels like a hug to me, right, emotionally. So, and you can say that out loud, you can say it in your mind, but again, that's something that you can have for yourself. So whether you love that and want to repeat that or find one, wherever you are you needing to feel safe? Are you needing to feel more peaceful? What is it? And, you can really, Google whatever that sounds like and then create it for yourself.
Absolutely.
So that's always in there for you.
All right, I like that. We're one for one.
Yes, okay.
Okay, for my prioritizing part, I really lean into pausing when we take a pause every day and it's for no one else, we start prioritizing ourselves. So what I call is micro retreat moments, creating those micro retreat moments every single day. Again, whether it's, breathing, going through an 8-minute sound bathing on your own, or listening to a great speaker that encourages you while you just sit and absorb what they're saying.
Yeah.
Take those micro moments and don't wait for the weekend. Don't wait to go on vacation, but find those things that can help you prioritize you throughout the day. And those are micro moments for me, retreat moments for me.
I love that. I love that. Yes, sparking joy every day is so important. Making my coffee is that for me. Like just really
nice.
like it's a whole ritual. It's So for me, then it would be always coming back to gratitude. So again, it's something that I do throughout the day of just pushing yourself more to really look at all the things that you have to be grateful for besides your family, kids, health, everything, like something different every day. And when your mind goes to that, it rewires it like right away, which is a beautiful thing. So yes, traffic and this and that. And also, you know what, I'm so grateful that whatever, whether it was a hug, a smile that you just got from a stranger, whatever that was, so
and pass it on. So you just reminded me, I should have said this first, how I have created that space. We had a deck. We built, the deck was already there when we bought the house, but we closed the deck in. And because I wanted to use that space year round. And we have industrial heaters out there, I have a TV out there, and every single morning, whether it's the weekend or during the week before I get my day started, I go out there, I listen to nature, and I just sit in that moment, that micro moment for myself. It could only be 10 minutes or it could be an hour, whenever, it depends on my day. So creating spaces in your home or at your desk, if you're at work, putting things around you that's going to help you focus on those micro moments that you can take when you really can't take a long time. So that is, thank you for reminding me of that. I don't know how I forgot that, but but yeah.
Yeah, and along with nature is, even if, just even looking out the window, because I know as it's getting colder, a lot of people love to walk and be out in nature, but then it's like cold and they don't want to, and I get it, but even just looking outside the window and taking that time to bring in that nature is, lifts your spirit.
I heard someone say that was a healer, that just opening up a window and sticking your head out of that window and taking deep breaths in. And then it will rejuvenate you like fresh no air. One really believes. And the thing is, I think as adults, we forget to be childlike. And children are happy. They love to play. And those are moments that as we get older, we forget. But when we learn to come back to those moments, as we get older, we get a lot more centered in ourselves, where we can pass that on to others. So, all right, babe, we're 2 for 2.
Okay.
So the next one is sustaining. Okay. And giving yourself permission, I think, is running into the second one, but giving yourself permission to unfocus. Don't be so hard on yourself and have to think that every moment of the day you need to be doing something. And the problem with that is a lot of people cannot sit in silence. It's hard to be still. But because when you're meditating, I remember when I first started meditating, I'm thinking like, am I supposed to sit like this? Am I going to do it like this or whatever? And it doesn't matter how you do it. And then when you're sitting there and you're meditating, your mind, the dryer just went off. All of those things.
All the things.
And so people give up on that because they cannot quiet their mind. That's the worst thing to do. Would you agree? Because that's going to happen. You bring something that brings you back to center. Gratitude, like you said. But when you can learn to quiet your mind, and this is the thing, you remember when we went to, I think you were there with Susan, and we did the meditation on the deck at the one.
Was it her neighbor?
Yeah.
I don't think I went to that.
Okay. Well, that was a test for me because being around other people, I can quiet myself by myself now. But being around other people because I
Different
still
energy.
have a different energy and different anxiety. That was a day for me to, I didn't know it at the time, but to test that. We were looking at the water. She had us grounding ourselves in quiet, and I could block out everything else that was around.
Okay.
And when I wanted to draw in, I could hear the birds. And when I wanted to block the birds, I could. I was like, girl,
Wow. Look at you.
look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me.
I love that.
And
Yep.
that's growth. So the point is that when we don't know how to be still and we don't know how to pause and don't know how to be quiet, one of the things is keep doing it,
Yes.
because you'll learn
Yes.
to calm yourself.
Yes.
So I say that if we prioritize being unfocused, we release a lot of stress and we learn how to emotionally regulate a lot better that way. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And and that's a good point too, is the need to consistently do it. Like nothing's going to happen overnight with
Absolutely.
anything, right?
Nope.
The more we do it, the better we get. So just the fact that you were like, well, I didn't even know I was able to do that. But again, and it's just like anything. So yeah, just creating those times for you. And again, it comes back to just prioritizing ourselves. So mine would be, again, kind of like similar to the gratitude, but not just thinking about it, but connecting with ourselves. So I think at the end of the day, you're by yourself, if meditation is hard, quieting the mind, all of that. Again, it's not necessarily about quieting the mind. It's just about being still. So even if it's just
Yes.
laying down, like I've met people before, and they'll ask me about meditation, and they'll say, well, I think it's really hard to meditate, but sometimes I'll just like lay down and just be still. And I'm like, but you're doing it then.
That's right.
Whether you do it in silence, whether you're listening to something, they're tuning into nature, all the sounds that they're hearing. Okay, it's happening. So something that they can do is literally just, go through, it's almost like a good night to yourself, but thanking every part of yourself. And then it might even bring you memories of that day, of what you heard, right?
Absolutely.
Make you laugh, make you remember something. And again, it's just coming back to you and remembering your strength, your energy, and that your ability to do whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And a few months ago, we had the event for Self-Care Resolution
Yes.
Day. And what the feedback that I received from that day
Yeah.
was so positive, because so many healers shared information that, as I said,
hadn't heard,
they never heard about. And I think that I'm so happy that we are approaching a time period that people are leaning into themselves and leaning into their regulation and emotional wellness.
Right.
Because if we don't, we cannot,
It's not sustainable.
it's not
Yeah.
sustainable,
Yeah. Yep.
and we cannot help anyone else if we don't learn how to do that.
Right.
We can't help our neighbor. We cannot help our families. And we want to be healthy people.
Right.
And it all starts with mind, body, and soul, like you started off to say. Learning to anchor ourselves should be as a priority as getting up and going through our routine for the day.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think, as we get older, you realize that if it's not something that we were taught or shown, basic things, you don't know, right? You just, you don't know what you don't know until all of a sudden somebody introduces you to something and you realize there is interest there and you go with that.
Yeah.
So again, giving yourself grace and knowing it now, it's never too late.
Yep.
Start tomorrow, start today.
Yep.
I think just understanding too that we're all exactly where we need to be. It's not a race. We're on our own journeys. We're on our own paths.
Absolutely. So this is the part we're going to start closing down.
Okay.
But I'm really excited to share that Rebekah and I are partnering for an online virtual community
Yes.
in January. And it's called the Mirror Challenge 2026.
Yes. Super exciting.
And we're going to share more about that later. But we are going to go through a 4-week challenge. And Rebekah is going to partner with us and share what you're going to do for survivors to help us
Yes.
be able to bring them to this centering that we talked about today.
So I'm actually going to be offering Reiki sessions, and I'm actually going to gift them 15 minutes Reiki sessions, and that can be very powerful. A lot can happen in 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And whether they're in person or distant sessions.
Okay.
So that is going to be my gift to them. And I'm really excited for that, because if it's something they've never experienced, again, it is really kind of like a spiritual awakening of just starting that healing as well,
Awesome.
which is even more powerful.
That's awesome.
But there's so many things like that we all need. There's no one and done with anything, right?
Right.
It's the therapy, it's the day to day that they're doing, whether you're adding energy work, breath work, all of this is helping in your way. And then you realize just how much it's strengthened you overall, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually.
Yeah. I know it's been very important in all kinds of ways for me and my growth.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be a continued growth. As you know, we talked before we started filming. I had a whammy that hit me last night. And it was like my emotions went completely out of control, because when you're not expecting something of that magnitude to happen, and I was just like ugly crying. I was just torn apart. And once I was able, water calms me. So I just immersed myself in the shower because I know water calms me. And I felt my friend who passed away, and wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this today, but then I felt her so closely and know the conversations that we had. So I had to regulate my anxiety of what we're dealing with right now. And I said, okay, I have to go. I have to go today. I'm not canceling because I know she was a warrior and I know she would have want this. So thank you for coming. Thank you for giving me tools to be able to help regulate in those moments where you're like, okay,
it happens.
I have to use them, and let me look through my box.
Which one?
I need this one. I need this tool right here. Which one of them am I going to pull?
And you did a beautiful job.
Yeah. She was a beautiful soul. So I'm dedicating this to her.
I love that.
This podcast to her. Let's see. So what's next for Pure Zen?
I am really going to be branching out and doing more group sound events, but in different spaces. So I know you didn't make it to at Margie's house doing that outside in nature, but there's so many beautiful different locations to do it, and it's going to draw different people. And also, businesses are reaching out to me more for their employees and different events like that.
People need this.
I'm like, yes, like I want you to think outside of the box. You can 100% bring in a guest speaker, motivational speaker, and all of that, but creating that experience for your people is a whole other level of healing and uplifting as a group. So I that's where I'm pouring my energy into as well right now.
So this is one of my favorite parts of the podcast. The thing is that every guest that I have here, I like for them to prepare a song that they're going to share. When you're going through something, when you need that extra boost of energy, like I did today, and I was blasting it in the car, or what have you, there's a song that we all have that song that really can snap us in, snap us out, or what have you. And being on the podcast, I love for people to hear what we're talking about, but also I love to put the song in the description of the podcast because I want them to feel you once they finish watching it as well. So if you could name one song, what would that song be that you would love for people to walk away with and know a little bit more about you through the frequency of music?
Well, actually, my girlfriend had sent it to me the other day, and it was just perfect. And it is actually called "I Get Paid to Exist" by Brookston.
Never heard of
if
that.
you hear it, you're like, what, let me see if I can think of it. I get paid to exist. I have abundance on my list. It's all about that.
I'm going to know it now.
Yeah, oh my God. And when you hear it, you're going to be like, yes. just how blessed we are, how it's just that intention of that belief in yourself. And literally, you know, everything that you're doing is just coming back. What I seek seeks me back.
Oh,
Abundance is on my track. It's so beautiful.
It is.
You have to hear it. You
Oh,
will
I'll
love
be
it.
hearing
You will
it.
love
Yeah,
it.
I'll be hearing it.
So yeah, it's Paid to Exist by, I think it's by Bruxton, Bruxytn. So
Right.
yeah, beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Very uplifting, so
I love
strong.
that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm blasting that in my car when I'm like, okay, whoop,
Yeah.
coming back to
I
it.
love that.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for being here today, my friend. And we're celebrating your birthday in a couple of days. Turn up. I'm so looking forward to that. And we have other things that we're going to be celebrating at your birthday, so I'm looking forward to that. But today, what I knew that we would walk away with, the key takeaways is that healing isn't found in rushing.
No. Nope.
It's found in returning to your rhythm and returning to your natural order and of self.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
To be able to give.
Yes.
And it's important to pause and to learn to anchor ourselves. And you've taught us how to do that today. You taught me how to do that. And finally, I want to ask you, what does Beautifully Unfiltered mean to you?
I think this is just such a beautiful space to hear people's beautiful stories, because I think the reality as humans is we've all experienced so many similar things in different spaces and categories, and it's so important to share that and to connect. And you don't even know who you're affecting and who's going to hear.
Absolutely.
So I'm grateful for you for creating this space, and I can see podcasts that are really just blowing up because of that. Because you hear it and you're like, oh my gosh, I remember that. Or going through that. So thank you. Thank you for doing this.
Well, thank you, my sister, for being here. And I adore you.
Love you.
And let's keep going.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's it. We had a beautiful talk today with one of my favorite people in the world. And hopefully you will walk away with the tools to be able to incorporate in your daily life for grounding, for your personal GPS, grounding, prioritizing, and sustaining who you are internally and externally, knowing how to balance your nervous system, leaning into your emotional wellness, because as a survivor or anyone, it is going to be very important for us to move in a positive direction and from here to there. And today is the day to start. The information that was shared with everyone is for you, it's available, and it's for you to be able to commit to yourself every single day. And once you do that, come down in the comments and share with us, how are you feeling? Do you want some more tips on what we can do to help encourage you leaning into you? So thank you for being here on Beautifully Unfiltered with Gigi today, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next one. Take care. This podcast is an extension of Purple Runway, where we honor survivors, celebrate their courage, and amplify the voices that are often go unheard. Whether you're a survivor, a supporter, an advocate, or someone still finding their way, you're not alone, and this space is for you.
Thank you for listening. The Beautifully Unfiltered podcast is brought to you by...
One of the things that keeps great leaders up at night is how to take a solid team and make them better. Well, we can help you figure all that out. Learn as a team, grow as a team, and have fun doing it. At Blue Stallion Solutions, we meet you where you're at and we take you where you want to go. Blue Stallion Solutions isn't just a company, it's a movement. Ride with us today.